Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we're going to do a video review and unboxing of the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage set that is available now. This set is for ages 16 and up, as it specifies in the upper left-hand side there. It also gives you an item number, 75936, and it includes 3,120 pieces. On the lower left-hand side there, you get a look at the 6 minifigures that are included, with a T-Rex right next to Ian Malcolm there. It also includes Mr. Arnold, John Hammond, Ellie Sattler, Alan Grant, and Dennis Nedry from the film. The front of the packaging has some great artwork that you see. It's a jungle back there. You see in front of it the T-Rex, and you see the front gates from the film. You'll remember that from the film, that was one of the first things you saw. So let's turn this around. And on the back there, you see several of the features that this includes that we're going to take a look. The front gates can open. You see Dennis Nedry has a different side of his face, one where he gets spit on by the Dilophosaurus. You see Mr. Arnold at the computer. You see John Hammond sitting down eating food. You see Ellie trying to turn the electricity back on for the park. You see an injured Ian Malcolm. And you see Dr. Grant checking out some dinosaur eggs there. And on the right to him is a toilet, and that is from the scene when the T-Rex attacks the Jeeps. And on the left there, you see the front gates open, and you see another look at the T-Rex. Again, the jungle background looks really, really good. And I also want to give you guys a closer look at what I'm talking about here. Mr. Arnold, John Hammond, Ian Malcolm, and Dr. Grant. And here's a closer look at the backside of the front gate there. You see that the backside gives you a lot of little rooms that are from various scenes from the movie. I think that's kind of cool. So it gives you a lot more than I thought it would. And of course, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which we're also going to take a look at. So without further ado, I'm actually a little excited to open this up and get started on building it. I'm gonna cut that there. And the first thing you see on this side is this big white box here. And inside you see a whole lot of other bags. Let's bring the light a little closer, give you guys a look at what I'm looking at. Sorry, it's a little dark. But there's all the bunch of bags in there. Each one is numbered. And I'm just gonna cut this open, take a look inside. So in the box, you see the instruction book, a sticker sheet to put on the set. There's actually 2 instruction books, 1 and 2. And I think it's all bags and everything that you see there. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, so no more books or anything that I can find there. And these books would just be standard, just like any other books that give you instructions for Lego. Let's take a closer look here. So the front of the book, very similar to the box as far as artwork. You open it up. Welcome to Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park, excuse me. I'll keep it there if you guys want to read that. Pause the video if you need more time. And this gives you a look. These are movie stills here. And this is a look at several features from the set, the minifigures that are included. Let me move my hand so you guys can read the rest of that. Again, pause the video if you need more time to read that. You know, there's a lot to look at here. And this is Meet the Lego Design Team. I always love it when they introduce the team that puts things like this together. There's a ton of talented people out there, hard at work, and I love it when they are given proper credit, especially when credit is due. So right off the bat, I think they did a great job with this. Again, just pause the video if you need more time looking at it. And this next page here, it's just the T-Rex and a claw mark from the T-Rex. So this is just some basic instruction, how to go about it, if there's any questions or missing pieces, things like that. So the first thing you're going to do is build a T-Rex, which gives you all these steps here. And then it gets started. So I'm just going to show you the back of the book. When you see that, that's going to be a completed T-Rex there. And that's just the back of the book. To give Lego product feedback, make sure to do that for any of their sets, not just this one. Feedback is always welcome to companies. And book number 2, that's going to focus on the front gate, believe the minifigures as well. And you're going to just start building from there. So each bag gives you a look. And next page here, you'll get started. And so interestingly enough, it doesn't really give you a overall look at the gate once it's completed. It just zooms into the plants over here, which I find a little surprising. So as I was saying, it usually gives you a nice look when it's done. but that just zooms into the plants. But over here, it does give you a look. Bag number 15. And then the next step, you're going to build this thing so the figures can, this base here, figures can stand on. And they only do things like this for special sets, such as this one. And then you get a parts list. You should have everything here. If not, you can request a replacement. Lego will send it to you. They're really good like that. And the back of the book is just a T-Rex claw mark. So, let me show you the sticker sheet. So there's a closer look at the sticker sheet. Can't wait to apply that. So what I'm going to do is start putting this together. It's over 3,000 pieces, so it's going to take a few minutes to complete. But when it's all done, you guys will check it out and we'll take a closer look at it. Hey guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I've put this set together and it was quite a project. It took me a little bit longer to put together, but once it was complete, it's extremely rewarding. Just look at that great attention to detail on the front gate, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the 6 minifigures that are included with their special stand there that you see on camera. And we're going to take a closer look at all of these, but this is just giving you an idea here. The size of the T-Rex is just phenomenal. I cannot stress that enough. The length, they really went all out on it. And as far as a likeness, I think they did an amazing job. I'm loving the different colors on them, everything that they chose. It's really spectacular. I cannot stress that enough. The front gate, that's one of the most iconic things about the Jurassic Park that you're going to remember from the movie. So I'm very happy that they did this right. It's big. It's a bit of a height to it, and they just did an amazing job. And there's also some interior details on the back that we're going to explore a little bit later in this video. And if you want to check out the pictures and written content, check out the link in the description below on YouTube, or if you're already on the site with the video embedded, just look below. So this set also gives you 7 minifigures. I'm including the baby Velociraptor as a 7th minifigure. It gives you Ian Malcolm. It gives you Mr. Arnold, John Hammond, Ellie, Dr. Grant, and Dennis that you can see right over here where I'm pointing. The minifigure choices are really good. So we're going to take a closer look at those in a few moments. There are a few characters missing from the set as far as humans. One is the Velociraptor hunter expert, whatever you want to call him, that ended up being eaten by these Velociraptors. The 2 kids are missing, and the lawyer that worked for John Hammond. So other than those 4 missing figures, they definitely did a great job offering these 6, plus the baby dinosaur, which is a great bonus. And here's a closer look at the minifigures, giving you guys a great look at the attention to detail there. I think they did a great job on these. And once again, there are a few missing characters, which is fine. Some of these have alternate heads in the back there that I'm going to show you guys in a few moments. But right now, I just want to give you guys a really good in-hand look at these figures here. Great attention to detail. John Hammond comes with a torch, and Dr. Grant comes with the Velociraptor claw that you saw in the beginning of the film, which is pretty cool. And I also want to point out that if you remember that Raptor claw scene in the beginning of the film, that kid that he scared supposedly ended up to be Owen Grady, So that's a pretty good thing that if it turns out to be true. I don't know that as a fact, I just read it online. But if it turns out to be true and that young boy did grow up to be Owen Grady, that would be really cool. So as you can see, they did a phenomenal job on these figures. Just look at those great attention to details on the clothes. Pretty much the likenesses are great. The head sculpts, both Dr. Grant and John Hammond come with their hats, as you see there. And here's a look at the back of the figures. Not as much detail, but Dennis does have the Jurassic Park logo on his yellow hood there, which is very cool. And each one of the figures, they have some sculpted folds, things like that in the outfit, except for John Hammond, who has a bit more detail in the back there. All right, so as you can see, 4 of these figures do have the alternate faces, with the exception of John Hammond and Dr. Grant. Malcolm and Mr. Arnold have a concerned open mouth, maybe a little frightened facial expressions, as does Ellie Sattler. And Dennis, he has that spit on his face from the, I think it's pronounced Dilophosaurus, the dinosaur that killed him when he was trying to escape the island with the dinosaur DNA. And each one of these figures have their own little dioramas on the back of the front gate. And we're going to take a closer look at that. So some of these alternate faces will be better explained with that. And here's a closer look at the stand. This has some details about the Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. Just some fun facts and stuff like that, which you can see all along here. And closer look at the baby Velociraptor, I believe that is, right there. And there's a closer look at the other side. Okay, so let's take a look at the T-Rex. I put Dr. Malcolm there just to give you guys an idea of the scale and pretty much what to expect as far as the size of the T-Rex compared to the minifigures. And in the background there, you have the gate, which we're going to check out too. So the T-Rex is extremely impressive. I would say maybe a little less than half of the pieces in the box go to the T-Rex. It required a whole lot of pieces, more than I originally thought. But once it's put together, it is phenomenal. It's articulated. The attention to detail is just top-notch in what you would expect from Lego, especially these days. And here we have a closer look at the side of the Tyrannosaurus Rex's face. I think they did an incredible job on it. You can see the eyeball right there, some really nice details offered on that little piece there. And you also see the teeth, which were all constructed inside the mouth. I really like that feature there. The size of the head is proportionate to the body, as is the neck and various. And I'll go down the body, give you guys a closer look at this whole thing. But I think they really nailed it. The head is ball jointed, moves around very nicely. And let's take a look at the inside of the mouth there. You could see some of the interior details there, which is pretty cool. There's also a tongue right there, which got stuck. But there's a look at that, which is very cool that they even added the tongue. I'm handling it very carefully, as you can see. So there's a look at the side there with the tongue. All right, here's a look at the other side of the face. Once again, they did a really nice job on it. I love the details on the eye there, the teeth, everything about this figure. Looks great. Open the mouth, lift the tongue down, and there's a look at the other side. So you see on camera some of the interior details of the mouth. And here's a closer look in case you were interested. Okay, both his arms have a couple of ball joints that you see here. And the claws here are hinged, as shown. And here's a closer look at the body, the upper hip here. They did a really nice job on it. The body itself, it's really well made. A lot of pieces went into this. And there's incredible amount of detail through and through. And here's a look at the other side. It's pretty much identical. And they did a great job on the attention to detail on this side as well. There's the leg here. All right, guys, moving on to more of the body and to check out the articulation. The back of his neck right here is on a hinge joint, and he's given a full range of motion, as you can see, whereas the head is ball jointed back here. This back piece of the neck, you can move the figure's head all the way up as shown. The back here, as I just demonstrated, it's also on a hinge joint, so he can move up and down as shown. That you can see there. These hips can also move like this, which is pretty cool. He has no articulation in the legs. This is all stays as it is. But since the body can move up and down like this, it's definitely a good range of motion. He can go all the way down, pick something up, and lift it back up, which is very cool. All right, and the last piece of the T-Rex is the tail, which as you can see is very long. They did a fantastic job on it. And all of these here, this all swivels. So he's got a full range of motion back here that you can see on the video. Everything from the tip of the tail, everything, it's all, well, the tip of the tail is ball jointed at least, but the rest of the body can swivel around, rest of the tail as shown. Let me give you guys a look at the other side. So that's the same as the other side. Tail swivels. It only moves up and down when the body does, as shown, which is pretty cool. So there's your look at the T-Rex. I hope you guys think it's as great as I do. It's a phenomenal figure. Lego has done a fantastic job on it. And honestly, I can't wait to see what else they do as far as Jurassic Park. So I'm going to move on to the main gate. I'm very excited to checking that out. So stay tuned. Okay, so the next part in this review is checking out the front gate. And as you can see, it's incredibly detailed. Just look at the doors, look at the stone around it. They really did a phenomenal job on the design. The Jurassic Park logo is just a label that's placed over the piece there that you can see on camera. And the doors open, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a few moments. But right now, we're just focused on the front of it. The bottom of the gate has bushes, has plants growing on there. Maybe it's moss. That's really nice. Those are all separate pieces that are attached to it. So there's a lot of extra detail there. And I also like the flames that are placed around, just like in the movie. That's very nicely done. There's 4 on each side, a total there. And again, the plants, they really did a nice job design-wise. There's a lot of detail there. Big plants, small plants, various things like that. So there's a lot going on the front of it and even more on the back, which we're going to check out. But again, incredible likeness on the front there. Loving the logo, loving the flames, loving the bushes and moss and all that incredible detail. So the sides, as you can see, there's a bit of a thickness there, but what you may not realize is that there's some interior details down behind here on the bottom here. And I'm just gonna lift that up to give you guys a look. And inside is the main power room for Jurassic Park, the control room or whatever you want to call it. And that is where Ellie turns on the power. That's the inside room in here. But the side, it's just an additional room. And this piece right here, this is attached to Mr. Arnold's arm that sticks out. And we're going to take a closer look at that. But this in here, it's just an extra room and nice little piece of detail there. Okay, one level up, there's a little bit of detail in here, but it's really not meant for display or anything. It's just a bunch of pieces that are hidden behind the wall here. Okay, the other side. As you can see there, there's a little room there, and there are a couple of blasters. And behind this room is the bunker where an injured Dr. Ian Malcolm is resting after his encounter with the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the Jeep. These doors open here that you can see. And inside there is the bunker. And there's a couple of blasters that I mentioned. These are removable, and the minifigures can hold these. And the 2 pieces above that is just more empty space as shown. And here we have a look at the back of the front gate. As you can see, there's a lot going on back here. And there's a total of 6 different diorama rooms that we're going to take a closer look at. And up on top, above the gate, there's a little bit more going on there, such as the dinosaur eggs and really a place to place figures. So we're going to take a closer look at this, starting with the bunker for Ian Malcolm. Okay. Here's a closer look at the bunker where Ian Malcolm and several of the characters were hiding out as the dinosaurs were running loose throughout Jurassic Park. You might recognize the bed right here, and there's various accessories around there on the shelves there. That red thing to the right is a fire extinguisher, and I think they did a very nice job on it. It's small. It's probably fit a few figures on here, including Dr. Ian Malcolm, who is resting on the bed there. And there's a closer look at Malcolm. You could tell that he's injured. His leg right there from the movie. And they did a really nice job designing this minifigure and giving this iconic scene some nice detail from the film. And here's another look at Ian Malcolm sitting up on the bed there. along with his alternate facial expression that I showed you earlier on in this video. And again, you see the look of the accessories around there. And again, they did a really nice job on it. Okay, and the room just above the bunker is based on the cafeteria where John Hammond and other characters would sit around eating. It includes one chair, one table, and the table has various foods such as green jello and a bowl of something. I don't know what that orange stuff is, if it's ice cream or whatever it is that he's eating. And John Hammond, he's in the chair as the box specified that it's for him. They packed a lot of detail in this tiny little space, and I think they did a very nice job on it. I do wish that there was another chair on the other side so he and Ellie can sit at the table, just like that memorable scene from the movie. But they definitely packed a lot of detail in this tiny little space, and I think it looks great. Okay, and the scene above the cafeteria is the can of Barbasol and the mud from the movie. This is when Dennis tries to escape Jurassic Park and gets attacked by the Dilophosaurus, and you see the can with the dinosaur DNA falling out of his pocket and falling into mud and everything. So all these brown pieces are the mud, and they definitely packed a lot in this tiny little space here. They did a nice job on it. It's just that it doesn't fit any figures in particularly, so that's a little disappointing in my opinion. And here's a look at Dennis with the with his face spit on from the Dilophosaurus. And there is a piece for him to hold on to here. So you can display him along with that scene, but I do wish that there was something for him to stand on, such as a piece sticking out here, or be placed somewhere inside where he can stand, but it's okay. At least there's something for him to hold on to, and it is a memorable scene, and they did a pretty good job on it. Okay, and this next room is to the right of the bunker. It's the next biggest room in the set, and this is where the power gets turned back on for Jurassic Park. This arm sticking out belonged to Mr. Arnold, as he went down there first to try to turn the power back on, and he was never heard from again as the Velociraptors killed him down there. And when Ellie turned the power back on, she found the arm and got all freaked out. So this scene is definitely memorable from the film, and I think they did a very nice job on the likeness and everything. It's a decent size. You can fit maybe 3, maybe 4 figures in there, but there's nowhere for their feet to plug into, as these pieces are all flat down here. But all in all, I think they did a nice job. And there's a look at Ellie in there. She looks good in the room. It's, again, a memorable scene from the film. And poor Mr. Arnold, you could see the arm sticking out there. And there's another look at her other facial expression from the back. Looks good. They did a nice job on the detail there. And here's a look at Mr. Arnold's desk. It includes 3 computers and a chair that spins around as shown. This is based on the control room in Jurassic Park, and I think they did a very nice job on it. And here's a look at Mr. Arnold sitting in his chair. And again, you can spin it around for him to be working on his workstation. It's just big enough for 1 figure, maybe 2. Maybe you can get John Hammond or another figure to stand there. But again, I think they did a really nice job on there. And here's another look at Mr. Arnold's alternate facial expression. He looks frightened, and I think they did a really nice job on it. Okay, this next area is just above Mr. Arnold's desk and computer area. This is the toilet seat and bamboo bathroom outside where the Tyrannosaurus Rex attacks the Jeeps. And this particular scene is also memorable. But other than sitting a figure on the toilet, there's really no room to place a figure, which is unfortunate. Uh, but it is a memorable scene. I think they did a nice job on there. I just wish that the lawyer came with the set to sit on the toilet. That would have made the most sense to me, since he was the one that was killed by the Tyrannosaurus Rex while sitting on the toilet when it chased Malcolm through the bamboo bathroom and found him sitting on the toilet after the whole thing collapsed. So that's the only question that I have to ask about this. But overall, they did a really nice job on there. The toilet seat doesn't lift up, but it just... Oop. It moves side to side like there, that you see. And it's connected on one little piece, so it may fall off pretty easily. Okay, next up is the top of the front gate where Dr. Alan Grant can be placed, and over here you see the dinosaur eggs. He can be placed over here, examining the eggs. These could be raptor eggs, as fans will remember, or perhaps from a different species. I think they did a really nice job with this area. There's some room to place figures around that you see over right here and right over here. There's also a couple of plants that are hanging as part of the design, and I think they did a really nice job there. So that's a look at all the interior details about the set. And now we're going to take a look at the gates opening. They open by turning this as shown, and they close by turning it the opposite way. I think that's a very cool feature that they are offering fans. When I originally built this set, I inadvertently put this on the opposite side. I was working at night, was watching TV, so I had to do a little surgery and pull all this off. The whole base shook a little bit. Pieces had to be pushed back in. It was a bit of a mess, but I fixed it. I got the gears to work, and it opens and closes very nicely. So just be aware and pay close attention as you're putting it together. Throughout the steps, you have to keep turning it back and forth from front and back throughout various steps. So pay close attention to that and don't let TV distract you too much. Okay, here's another look at the front gate. And once again, I think they did a very nice job on it. What I'm going to do now is open the doors just as I demonstrated from the top there a few moments ago. So there's a look at the front door openings. It opens very easy, closes very easily, and I think it looks great. Down here is the track where the Jeep can ride on, but there's no Jeep in this set, so that's just there for better movie likeness. So overall, I think they did a phenomenal job on this set. I cannot stress that enough. It is gorgeous, packed with detail, movie likeness. It's a fun set to display. The Tyrannosaurus itself is just phenomenally done. He's large, he's ferocious, he's basically everything you would want from a Lego Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the front gate is just equally as impressive. It's a lot of fun details, especially on the back there. The front is such an iconic object from the movie, and I think they really did a nice job giving Lego fans and Jurassic Park fans and toy fans alike something different, something unique that you normally don't see made into a toy. So I think it's about time someone did something like this for the front gate, and I think they did a phenomenal job on this. I hope we get more sets that can add to it, such as the Jeep, such as additional characters from this movie, 93 movie, and I look forward to seeing what else LEGO has to offer. Thank you again to LEGO for providing this set for review. We greatly appreciate that. Please like and share this video. Please follow us on social media. Links below in the description below. And if you're on the website, please follow us on social media. You'll see follow us on the upper right hand side. You'll be looking for icons there. Please click and hit follow. We would appreciate that. Please check out the written portion and photo gallery of this review. We would appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for spending your time watching this video. Leave feedback. Let us know what you think. Thank you again to LEGO for providing this for review. Greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned for more coverage, guys. We have a few more LEGO sets to review, so come back in the next few weeks or so. We'll be reviewing another very large set. Thank you.